WHMM News Time is 6:07. Now back to our breaking news story. Our reporter Rachel Hooper is live at the scene of a major fire in Montgomery County.
Well, Josh, it all happened around 4:15 at 501 and 503 Greenwood Avenues in Jenkintown. This was a close call for several families who were forced to flee their burning homes. 10 fire companies responded to this 2-alarm fire, and the nearby homes have been evacuated. The Jenkintown police chief confirmed that no residents have been injured. I've been told that 2 firefighters have been taken to the hospital. I just spoke with David Touquet, who lives in the home. He says it all happened so fast that his sense of time is distorted.
I was in the house, and nobody said evacuate. I just saw smoke coming from my ceiling, and I ran outside. And then Tim and Kate and the 2 kids live upstairs on my side of the house, and I saw Kate and the kids come out as soon as I came out, and then she called the fire department.
The Red Cross is here on the scene. It looks like these families will not be able to return to these homes. I'm Rachel Hooper for WHMM News in Jenkintown.
Rachel, has there been an update on the condition of the firefighters who were taken to the hospital?
No, not yet. Word is that they are being treated for smoke inhalation and heat exhaustion from the extreme temperature of the fire.
Thank you. We'll keep you updated as the situation progresses. That was Rachel Hooper reporting live from a massive fire in Jenkintown, Montgomery County.
In other news, we're just getting word that a plane is expected to land in New York this evening with the only surviving Somali pirate from last week's hostage situation involving Captain Richard Phillips. The Somali man will appear in court tomorrow in New York. U.S. officials believe that the suspect is at least 18 years old and there will be no obstacles to putting him on trial in U.S. federal court. The charges against the Somali have not yet been made public, but he could face a maximum of life in prison.
Philadelphia officials have begun efforts to decrease the rising dropout rate among high school students in the city. WHMM's Chester McFundleston reports.
Mayor Michael Nutter held a press conference at Sayre University today, where he announced the passing of an $800,000 grant geared to aid anti-dropout and workforce readiness programs. The grant, which is being funded by AT&T Pennsylvania, comes after a recent report shows 47% of Philadelphia students dropped out of high school in 2008. Nutter says he vows to cut that number in half by 2014. I'm Chester McFundleston, WHMM News.
A tragic story is unfolding near Baltimore. Maryland police received a call this afternoon reporting that 4 bodies were found in a Sheraton Baltimore hotel in Towson. A police spokesman said they have not yet confirmed the identities of the victims and they cannot release their age, sex, and race. The incident took place on the 10th floor and the deaths are still under investigation by a forensics team and the medical examiner. We will update you when we receive any additional information.
Citizens all over New Jersey are calling it the Scarlet Letter for teen drivers. But what is the truth behind this new driving law? As WHMM's Andrea Marr reports, Kylie's Law isn't about profiling, it's about keeping drivers safer.
New Jersey is the first state in the nation to have a new driver decal law. The law, called Kylie's Law in memory of 16-year-old Kylie D'Alessio, will require new drivers in the graduated driver's license program to display a decal on their vehicle identifying them as a new driver. But many new drivers who will be affected by the law are not happy about it, including Dana DeJaneiro, a junior from Haddon Heights, New Jersey.
I think it's really unfair that they kind of push all of us into one category and have us identify ourselves with a sticker on the back of our car, because not all of us are going to be irresponsible with our driving.
The law is a result of recommendations from the Teen Driver Study Commission, which is instrumental in working to reduce teen crashes. According to the study's report, a teen driver is 158% more likely to be killed in a crash while carrying 2 passengers. The risk increases to 207% when there are 3 passengers. New Jersey Senator Fred Madden Jr., who was one of the sponsors of the law, says the whole purpose of the decal law is to enforce passenger restrictions, and it doesn't matter what age you are.
So if you are 16, if you are 17, if you are 35, if you are 50, if you are in this graduated license program based on your inexperience and the mandates under the GDL to have passenger restrictions and requirements, we want you to have an identifier of some sort on your vehicle.
A policeman from the Haddon Township Police Department, who wished to remain anonymous, says the new decal law will certainly help law enforcement to do their jobs, but he isn't sure that the new drivers will actually follow it.
Hopefully, it'll make it maybe a visible clue to them to understand that they are under this license and there are certain requirements that they have to follow. Mm-hmm. And maybe the parents, too, it'll be kind of a daily reminder, hopefully, that it doesn't get thrown in some junk drawer somewhere in their house.
Kylie's law was passed in conjunction with another driving law, which will push the curfew up from 12 a.m. to 11 p.m. Also, instead of a provisional license, it will be called a probationary license, and drivers will not be able to use even a hands-free cell phone device. All of this is part of reducing the distractions for a new driver. Both laws will go into effect in May of 2010. I'm Andrea Marr, WHMM News.
Here's John Dixon with a look at tonight's weather.
Good evening, Brooke. In the forecast tonight, it will be clear and warm with a low of 65. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny and breezy with highs in the upper 80s. Currently, we have partly cloudy skies. It is 84 degrees. I'm John Dixon, WHMM News.
Thank you, John. You've been listening to the 6 o'clock evening news on WHMM. I'm Brooke Davis.
And I'm Josh Middleton. The time is currently 6:10. Now back to Jorge Castro with the Afro-Beat Hour.
Thank you, Josh and Brooke. You're listening to the Afro-Beat Hour on WHMM. We'll kick off the segment with Mama by Hugh Masekela. It's currently a toasty 84 degrees.